Hi everyone, my name is Ben. Thank you Heather for inviting me to be the guest speaker here. So I run the AI Mastery course here on School. We'll put a link to that somewhere. And I'm here as a guest speaker today for the Digital Profit Builder School group. Isn't it nice to be around like-minded people, fellow business owners, the ambitious people? It's nice. So I'm an IT professional of 6 years. I attend regular meetups and conferences about AI, and I even attended the AI Engineer Summit in San Francisco last year. There's me there. That's not to brag, it's just to show you that I have a little bit of credibility here when talking about AI. And that's actually the first takeaway of this, is be careful where you get your AI information. A lot of people will overhype it, underhype it. I like to think I have a pretty balanced take, but that's takeaway number one, is be careful of the AI content you consume. I'm going to tell you a story. So I started out just like everyone else doing handwritten notes in college. And then when I got my first job, I started using OneNote to track all of my meetings and just to write notes down, right? And when I made the switch from handwritten to digital note taking, for me, it unlocked instant recall. So if someone says, hey, Ben, what happened in that meeting a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, I'm able to just search it, right? These note-taking apps have search functionality. Reduced mental workload. So even just a to-do list, right? You have the to-dos floating around in your head. You may forget about them. The note-taking app kind of helps reduce the mental work in progress. And as business owners, I know you guys have a lot of stuff on your mind. It just kills me to see people rifling through handwritten notes when I know there's such an easy solution to the problem. If you swap to a note-taking app, you are already 10 steps ahead, my friend. So, takeaway number 2 is to start using a note-taking app if you haven't already. And that's not even an AI tip, right? That's just a general productivity tip. But you'll see.
What do you use for AI app for that note-taking app?
I use Notion in my personal life, and I use OneNote at work. So I actually use 2 different ones.
Perfect. I use OneNote. I love it.
Use OneNote? Yep, it's great. It's a freaking encyclopedia in there, the one that I use at work. My personal one is a little more sparse on the meeting notes side because I don't have too many meetings in my personal life, obviously. But it's whatever one you want to use. These strategies are applicable to anything. So the next step is going to be combining AI plus this note-taking app. It's basically around the best practices of personal knowledge management. And there's even a domain, it's called Second Brain. So people are logging all of their thoughts into their OneNote and they're calling it their second brain because it's like using Notion as your external hard drive. I'm going to go through an example using Notion in ChatGPT. I'm on the free versions here. But you can use whatever you like. If you use Claude, Google Gemini, ChatGPT, or Notion, OneNote, Evernote, Obsidian, doesn't matter. Here's an example of how to combine AI plus the note-taking app. I have a note. This is from a weekly call that Alex Hormozy has in the school games. So I was just writing down notes, right? It's pretty unstructured. It's what I call a brain dump. And we're going to format this with ChatGPT because to find any information we need in here, it's not very skimmable, right? Not very organized. So we can just go into our note here. And let me show you actually how this is set up. So I have a school note in my Notion, which is my note-taking app, a meeting notes section. And then I just have a couple of notes in here. These are from the Monday calls that Alex has. Bam. We got the unstructured notes. We hit Control A to select everything, Control C to copy, go into ChatGPT, and we're going to paste it. But before we send it, we're just going to simply say format. Bam. And we send it. And it's going to give a structured outline. Why is that important? So that would have taken me not too long, right? But it would have taken me a couple minutes. So there you go. You already got some time saved there. When this is done, we're going to replace the stuff in our Notion page here with what ChatGPT produces. So here we go. We're going to take this and get rid of that. And bam. Now we have nicely formatted notes, and it even put the quotes in these little boxes here. I like it. I think it keeps things separate.
Looks good. Yeah.
This meeting was about how to create a VSL, a video sales letter. Another good thing about ChatGPT is we can keep going with this. We can generate a script for our VSL with this information now that it's been all formatted. So we can say, Heather, I'll use your course as an example. What is your description here? Bam. So we're going to say, generate a video sales letter script for Digital Profit Builder. Here's the community description. Bam. Now, what it might first generate is going to be a little bit ChatGPT-y. It may say like, delve into this, dive into that. But don't worry, because we're gonna just use this as like a baseline, right? We can always refine it. Yeah, definitely do not recommend just going to record a script based on this information, because it's probably not going to be good, but it does help you out with the brainstorming and the structure, right? So we have all the different pieces from that meeting are now represented in the script, so we know that it's following that same outline. Let's copy all this stuff. This is our video sales letter script, and I have a section in my Notion for content. Inside I got templates and scripts. I'm going to create a new page and store this video sales letter. And of course, you know that we have to add an emoji because that makes it more fun. And then we paste the script in here. This is what I do for when I'm recording videos, right? If you're a digital marketer, you're going to be creating content for your social media. This is just a good way to store your script, and you can pull it up on a screen, and I can read from the script and record looking at the camera at the same time. And we can refine this if the writing style is not up to our standards. In the same way that I had a bunch of notes and I formatted them for the meeting notes, I did the same thing for my preferred writing style. I cannot stand when AI says stuff like, dive into blank, delve into blank. Just the wording it uses. This revolutionary product will transform your life. It's like, no, we don't want that. We want to just be direct. We can take all this stuff and we can say now, revise considering this. And you can see I spelled something wrong. Doesn't matter. We'll give it the new guidelines for how I like the text to be structured. And just the first sentence here. Are you trying to turn your skills into profit? That is way different than the first one we had, which was, are you ready to unleash your expertise and turn your knowledge into real profit? Okay, nobody talks like that. So that's why it's so important to talk like a human. We can copy and paste this back into our VSL note and continue refining from there. But you can see how it's kind of like a stackable improvements thing. So, okay, you got the digital note-taking app. You've got AI to refine the notes inside of it. And you can feed the notes back into the AI to generate more notes and more to-dos, action items, advice, etc. So it really gets stronger and more robust as you use it. One of the use cases we talked about is SEO, right? Search engine optimization. If you were maybe looking at running some ads and you needed keywords, my audience is digital business owners. Generate keywords for SEO/Google ads. And we'll get, a bunch of ideas. Right, so people who are searching how to start an online business would be interested in this community. Digital business growth, they'd be interested in that community. It just gives you this personalized way to work through problems. That's what I'm trying to get across here. The very last thing is that when in doubt, if you don't know what to do with AI, just use it as a learning tool. In a lot of the marketing materials, you'll learn what's the LTV to CAC ratio. What is LTV to CAC? Let's ask ChatGPT. LTV to CAC is lifetime value to customer acquisition cost. It's a key metric used to assess the efficiency of blah, 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 blah. Here's the formula. If that was too highfalutin for me, which I commonly find uses just big words that you have to use your brain to understand. So what I like to do is just say, explain like I'm 5. And
I love it.
LTV to CAC is like this. Imagine you have a lemonade stand. It costs you $5 to get a new customer to come to buy your lemonade. That's CAC. Over time, the customer comes back and buys $15 worth of lemonade from you. That's the lifetime value. So for every $1 you spend on them, they give you 3. Boom. That's LTV to CAC. So, in conclusion, takeaway number 1 is to be careful about the AI content you consume. Number 2 is to use a note-taking app if you aren't already. Number 3 is to understand the stackable improvements that note-taking systems plus AI introduce. And number 4 is, when in doubt, just use AI as a learning tool. If you think using any of these techniques in the video will save you some time, please like and subscribe, and follow my AI Mastery course. Later.